I think it's over for him. You know, do you ever get like that overwhelming, almost overwhelming feel of gloom? Or is it paranoia? Or is it maybe I'm just a paranoid person? I've always been told I was. Bernard Hopkins is going to be 52 years old next month. It is December the 15th, 2016. I'm T Street Controversy. This is T Street Controversy Live. His birthday is January the 15th. He was born in 1965. 65. I'm compelled to just Google big events of 1965 and to see what was going on. I know Kennedy was killed 2 years before that. The grassy knoll. I just hope, man. Okay, the last time he was in the ring was 25 months ago. 25 months ago. I had, even though I was a rookie, I was green. I didn't know nothing about covering no fights as media. I didn't know nothing. I got to the event late. I didn't know where to park. I had to climb this fence. But we got to that fight. I didn't know what a fight. I didn't know what a press conferences was. I didn't know what a media was supposed to go. But we got it done. The first fight I ever covered in life was Bernard Hopkins versus Sergey Kovalev. I chilled with these military dudes. They had the blue suits, the blue suits on. And I didn't know that you're not supposed to be on the floor. You're supposed to be in some media. I didn't know. I didn't know nothing. You know, so I'm like, shit, I'm carrying this laptop, this book bag. I got my chick way up at the top somewhere. And I see these military dudes. And they see the pass on my neck. And they say, oh, you're a media. What do you know about the older guy? And we started talking about just random stuff. Then we ended up talking about war. So, long story short, I consider that I covered a Bernard Hopkins fight. I tried my best to get us coverage for this fight. I tried. I'm talking about full coverage because I wanted, his final press conference. I wanted his final press conference. That's gold. The final press conference of Bernard Hopkins, that footage is gold. So, I did go to the media workout, which was here in Philly, because I was wondering, it was getting a little late. The media workout was last Monday, I believe, last Tuesday. Right now it's December the 15th, 2016. I was wondering, well, he's got to have some type of event in Philly, even though the fight's not in Philly. So the question was raised to him why the fight wasn't in Philly. And you know what he did? He curved out. This scum. What's this guy? He's scum. Hold on. Damn it, I can't pause it. Well, I'm sorry, I shouldn't be doing that anyway, so I'm professional. So he curved the question, right? First he said, You know how you would ask somebody something, and they say, or what you say, when they know they heard what you said? So he didn't give no type of answer because it's like, the fight should have been in Philly, bro. And the crazy thing was, even though Danny Garcia fought what fans feel or was an underwhelming opponent in Samuel Vargas, that fight, that atmosphere was lit. Iverson was there. Meek Mill was there. I was in the crosshairs. I'm walking. I'm trying to get footage of Keith Thurman and Beating Siegel. I look up. I'm like, oh shit, what's up, Beans? But then I look over there, right there. I'm seeing the same people he had the scuffle with, and I'm like, oh shit, let me maneuver through this crowd. I'm not trying to take no stray punches. I'm not trying to take no strays. Been there, done that. Sorry. But anyway, you had so many stars. Those are just a few that came out to that fight in Philly. And they didn't do it in where the Sixers played, the Wells Fargo Center. They did it in the Temple University campus. It was lit. Bernard could have had the same treatment. He would have had all the oil heads come out, all the corporate people of the city and all that. And it's just, but it's in L.A. It is what it is. It's in L.A. It is what it is. So they said he's not coming back. I asked the question of, okay, Joe Smith is, Alida Alvarez is number 1 by the WBC. He's the mandatory for Adonis Stevenson. But something is going on where they're not making that fight right away because Alida Alvarez is fighting, I think, Lucien Bute next. Isn't he fighting Lucien Bute next? Something like that? But long story short, number 2 is Joe Smith. So I raised the question of, well, Bernard, and I asked Bernard and Oscar De La Hoya, well, what would happen if the WBC would order the winner of Joe Smith and you to be the mandatory for Adonis Stevenson? Would you come back for that final fight if you look good, and then you can fight Adonis Stevenson and possibly win a title or have your last fight being in a title fight? And personally, in my personal opinion, we got to see how he looks against Joe Smith, because I still feel that maybe the Bernard Hopkins that fought Kovalev, which was the worst performance of his career by far, maybe he could fight, a better performance against Adonis Stevenson. Just my personal opinion. But the problem I have now is, I don't want this video to be too long. The problem I have now is with this fight against, he's 22-1 with 18 KOs. He was stopped in 2010 against a guy by the name of Eddie Caminero. I got to find that fight somewhere. Hopefully there's some footage, but I doubt it. But basically, we saw what he did to Fonfara. Now, outside of that, you can say, well, he's got all these knockouts, but against who? Right? And then, of course, we always hear, well, Bernard Hopkins is a technician, and he is. But the thing is, if he can do this at 51 years old, right? You might as well say he's 52. If he can do this at 52 years old, he's already in the Hall of Fame. He was in the Hall of Fame like motherfucking 18 years ago? 18 years ago? So I don't think that, to beat, even though it's not for a title, to beat a young and up-and-coming contender and be the mandatory for the future champion, that's how Rocky movies end, Because it's like you won, but they leave you with that cliffhanger, like, what if? You see what I'm saying? So, it is the fight of the weekend. So I know there's people, listen, I know what they're saying. I see it, everybody's, but Bernard, old ass, needs to retire before he get knocked the fuck out. I was asked one of my homies earlier, I said, yo, Bhop fighting this weekend. He said, what? That old ass nigga? Excuse my language. I'm just quoting. Excuse my language. But see, what I'm gonna be doing all week is, well, actually today, I'm gonna call that no good scumbag. He's cool as my best friend, but he still be scum. I'm gonna call him back, and I'm just gonna, everybody I talk to for the day or chat with, I'm gonna just say, yeah, Bhop fighting this weekend, and just to get their reaction and to get them all hyping and to say, well, listen, if he win, then he'll be the mandatory for likely Adonis Stevenson. It's like Rocky, bro. Watch, I'm gonna be cooking it. I'm gonna be cooking this fight. Watch. But anyway, but I just don't want to see him get knocked out, man. You know how with certain people you can't, picture knocked out? For example, it was hard for me to imagine J-Rock getting knocked out like that. I can't picture Bernard Hopkins just sleep or knocked out. My God. Or Bernard Hopkins on wobbly little noodle legs when he gets up, doing the octopus. I can't imagine it. And I just, I believe he's going to keep the fight on the inside. He tried to do it with Kovalev, but Kovalev hit him on the top of his hand. Also, Kovalev, what we've seen with even Andre Ward, he doesn't engage in the inside shit. He makes sure he keeps you on, keeps you off of him. You just don't want to see it. It's going to hurt. It's going to hurt. But, I'm really on some real shit. I'm going to pray for him. Excuse my language, Lord. But shout out to Joe Smith. I've been following him on the gram, and his coach. Shout out to his coach, his trainer. I believe I forgot his name, but anyway, I don't remember. They in preparation, and they know that Bernard Hopkins is going to try to use those old ass moves and tricks, those savvy vet moves. They know. So if Bernard Hopkins wins, I'm prepared for it to be, a technical display of excellence. Because that's what it's going to be, but people won't call it boring. I'm going to be rooting for Bernard Hopkins. Yeah, Bernard, tie him up. Hit him during the break. Tie him up again. Spin him. Get a little headbutt in. I'm sorry. Listen. I need Bhop to win. I need him to win. Because if he don't, it's going to be bad. I need him to win. So I'm like, I might even have some friends over to shit up. Nah, and I'm probably not. If I had people over, they're probably like, man, this shit is boring. I'm like, no, it's the sweet science. This is art you're seeing. Because that's realistically, that's what it is. Realistically. Because find a way to win. Just like Jordan and Bird and Magic and all those guys, fucking Gary Payton. In the playoffs, they get away with fouls. The referees see it. They're like, yo, you fucking MJ, bro. We're not calling that. You get that pass. You get that pass. Byron Russell. You get that pass. Nah, it's cool. You got that. Hit that shot, MJ. That's Bernard Hopkins. He knows how to do all that dirty shit, and he knows how to prolong time in a fight. For example, he'll go down from a low blow that's like one centimeter below the belt, and he'll sell the shit out that move. He'll be down there rolling around. He'll be making faces, looking at the referee, looking at the crowd, and then he act like he's going to come back and ready. Then he go, shit, take a little stroll around the ring, and the ref would just be cool with it. What if it's Smoker? Remember when Smoker put his whole hand? Remember when go look it up. Remember when Steve Smoker mugged Moret, what's his name? Let me go look him up. Moret what? What was it? Karul Moret. Remember when he was like, Bernard Hopkins was doing all this savvy veteran shit, and Smoker wouldn't call Bhop or none of it. But then as soon as I forgot what he did, Karul Moret did something, and then Smoker gave him the mandible claw. The Mankind move from WWF. He put his whole 3 fingers in his mouth and just mugged him. Can't make this up. But anyway, we're going to have a good week. I got to pump out a lot of videos. I took some time off to get some shit behind the scenes done. And remember, the website is launching Christmas Day. It's going to be like really, really late because I was told that if anything goes wrong, we need IT support. And since it's going to be Christmas, a lot of people are not going to start working again until later on that night. I'm Teacher Controversy. This is Teacher Controversy Live. Of course, I'm going to be covering this fight. Please subscribe.